Well, good afternoon here on a very snowy April. And like most of you, we're under a stay-at-home order, although being legal services, occasionally we do have to come in, process mail, etc. But for the most part, our team, like many of you, may be working from home. And some of you, God bless you, are working in grocery stores and supply stores and medical facilities, and God bless you. So today, though, I wanted to talk about what happens if you are working from home and you get injured working from home. Because normally, obviously, if you are working at work and you get injured at work, everyone kind of knows it's a work-related injury, and it only gets kind of weird if you get injured in the parking lot or you're injured during break time, etc. But we've got lots of case law which talks about how injuries in parking lots, injuries during what are called personal breaks, personal necessity breaks during work is part of work. So if you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to go heat up lunch in the microwave, so to speak, at work, and you get injured doing that, then it's covered under workers' compensation. And now, of course, we've got lots of people working at home. And what does that mean? What does it mean if you're working at home and you have to go somewhere for work? Because like us, I've got to come into work every now and then to sign checks and to make sure that we're paying our clients and we're paying the folks who have provided services to us. And what happens if I were to get injured going into work on a special as needed basis? What happens if I trip and fall down the stairs in my home on the way to the bathroom or on the way into my work area, etc.? And I'm going to tell you, to some degrees, this is kind of new territory, but it would not surprise me if we see folks who get injured at home while working from home and it being told, no, it's not covered under workers' compensation because you weren't, quote unquote, on work premises. And my opinion would be that would probably be wrong. My opinion is that if you are working from home and your injury occurs as a part of that, it is going to be covered. And that includes taking reasonable breaks for personal needs, personal necessities, going to use the bathroom, going to take a short break where you're not, leaving immediately or going off on a big tangent. Always good to be coughing during these things, isn't it? Anyway, so a few things to remember about what are work-related injuries and what are not work-related injuries. In general, coming and going to work is not covered under workers' compensation unless you're doing something for your employer or benefiting your employer in some additional way other than you just showing up to work. So for example, if you have to, as part of your employment, you have to stop and pick up mail, or your part of your job is to go run and purchase office supplies, or if you've got a job where you have an employer's sign on your car, you are conveying a benefit by driving other than you coming to work. And kind of the rule of thumb that I talk about is what was the benefit to the employer, and could you have done your job if someone had just dropped you off and done it? Then typically it may not be covered under workers' compensation, but it's completely and totally fact dependent. And if you are injured going to work during this pandemic and the quarantine and the stay-at-home orders, do not assume, and don't let your employer or risk manager or the insurance company let you assume that your injury is not covered under workers' compensation because you aren't at work. Number two, if you are working at home during this time and you are injured at home, do not assume that your injury is not necessarily covered under workers' compensation. It may be, particularly if you were injured while working or even while taking a break for personal necessities. All of those are currently and can be covered, notwithstanding the fact that where you were injured and where you were working is at home. So hopefully this kind of lets you know that if you've been injured and it's at all related to work, you should contact us, because this is what we do. As I always tell clients, I've been helping injured workers in Colorado since 1995. It is 100% of my day. It makes me very boring at parties, but really good at helping injured workers here in Colorado. We've got a team of absolute crackerjack, fine, upstanding, wonderful attorneys, all of them who have at least 13 years plus of experience helping injured workers in Colorado. And if you have any questions about how workers' compensation may affect you or cover you, please call us at 970-356-9898. And as always, stay safe, and thank you for your time, and thanks for listening. Bye.